Hello. All right. Live with Dime story time. Here we go. I'm going to give it a couple seconds to see who's showing up today. I love seeing all of the familiar faces or faces, names, and profile pics. So when you arrive, hit me in the chat where you're from and what platform you're watching on. Are you watching on Facebook? Are you watching on YouTube? Those are the two main things that we're here today. All right. What are we going to talk about? So today there is a big energy transition happening for us in March. Huge energy transformation happening. We've been having February was all about starseed activation, and it was about lifting our vibration, connecting into the isness that's in us. Hi, Darlene. Um, it was is wild because I'm in March already in my brain because I've recorded the March monthly forecast as well as hi Amanda, I'm flying out to Mexico in a day or two to go do a retreat and then have a little bit of time off to reset myself and come back and hit the ground running in March for the energy that's coming. So my brain is in March. We're still in February. It's only the 22nd of February. So we still got a little bit of time left. But it's hello. I love seeing all of the faces or names that I recognize is so great. Um, Hi, Bonnie. Oh, I miss you, darling. So good. All right. So, February being such a strong activation month, I've already recorded the monthly forecast for March. So, Sarah Rose and I did that. So we know what's coming down the pipeline. Plus, I pre-recorded some of we have a membership for the weekly energy forecast on how to navigate each day. Thanks, Bonnie. How to navigate each day and night. And so I've pre-recorded a couple of those because I'm going to be away in Mexico. So I've got a really good scoop on what's coming in. Plus, I'm usually a couple of days ahead. So I experience things usually about 10 days before everything else is like a heads up. This is what we're going through. It's wild. So I really want to talk today about divine purpose, soul purpose, divine purpose, and how to sort of navigate that and these moving pieces that are being offered to us right now through February's energy moving into March that seem like a little bittersweet, but they're really intense. So I want to talk about connecting into spirit. I want to talk about the transition phase of what happens. Hi Ray, love you too. Um, I want to talk about the big waves that are coming where we're going to see a lot of transition and the one that's in motion right now and how that all connects into arriving into divine purpose. Okay. So we're all going to be surprised what comes out of my mouth because I haven't pre-planned anything. I just know what I want to talk about and why I want to talk about it. So the reason I want to talk about it is March is a portal opening that's going to accelerate your trust, your confidence. Now, if you allow it, let me phrase it like that. If you use this energy properly, which is why I do the energy forecast, the membership, how to use this energy. So if you're using it properly, you are going to arrive in an expansion of knowing, of trusting, of clarity, of here I effing go confidence with divine purpose. So it's wild right now. And that beginning, the onset is in March. And then in April, it's going to be so we're going into the divine creator energy in March. And then in April, we're going into the doer energy. So it's very different. You're going to be going into action oriented in April, and you're going to see the results of that June, July, August, September, October, November, all the way through. So this is sort of a gateway opening, more specifically for star seeds, to shove us deeper into purpose, deeper into knowing. It's effing wild. So let's start with, I have so many things going on in my brain right now. Let's start with what is purpose? Hello, lovely. And what do we do with this? What do we do with this knowing, right? So purpose is for all of us. I tend to believe that we're all star seeds, whether we're just aware of it or not. I think we're all from many, many things. And I think we're originated from the Anunnaki. Therefore, that would make us a seed of star energy. But teach their own. So, but those who know their star seeds are going to feel this a little bit more, but it's not just us. So, what does it feel like? How do we know? Okay. There's this ache. Does anybody else have the ache? If you know, you know. It is this ache of, I know I'm supposed to do something. From childhood, I know I'm supposed to do something. I know I am meant for something. Like, but finding it, that's what we're going to talk about. But does anybody else have that ache? I want to see it in the comments. I know I am not the only one. I had that ache from a very young age. And I thought my ache was supposed to be like a businesswoman, which I am, hardcore. See, all of us, right? We feel it. You know what I'm talking about. It's this like uncontrollable craving or ache, or I don't know what words to use for it. Um, Hello, Anna. I haven't seen you in a while. I love this. All right. So if you've got it, you came here for it. So the first thing I want to say is if you have the ache and you allow yourself to align, we'll talk about that in a minute, you will not miss the boat. You came here. You came here to experience that purpose, being like living and thriving in that purpose. That is what you are here for. So if we get caught up in the questioning of, I don't know what it is, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know why, then what's your energy? Remember, every thought, every belief, everything is energy. Hi, Gina. So what is the energy associated with that? If we're in the, I don't know, who am I? Everybody's doing it. Like, what if there's not enough? You're going to be holding yourself back. When you become devoted to, I know this is what I'm here for, I'm effing doing it, you stay devoted to that, you're going to have one of the 12 principles, the principle of universal inspired action, move through you with more ease, and you're going to know what to do in stepping stones, right? Now, if someone would have told me that 20 years ago when I started this company, I would have been like, no, like, what do I actually do? What is the actual step? Like, how? Don't tell me to just wait for it and surrender and allow it. Like, no, I want this, right? So, but in fact, that's what it is, unfortunately. So, here's what I know. Here's what I know. One, divine purpose can be a lot of different things. It can be um, being a parent. It can be healing generational trauma. It can be being a healer. It can be being a psychic. It can be absolutely anything. It could be being a chef and creating really beautiful food. It could be doing what I do, where you launch this company and I train mentors to do exactly what I do in the world and we change lives. It could be any scale of that. It could be writing a movie, writing a book, singing a song, being a dancer. It could be so many things. It's up to you. It's totally your choice how big or small or big, you take that, right? I am a all in, balls to the walls, pedal to the metal kind of girl. So, like, is it ever going to be enough for me? Probably not. Probably not. I'll probably keep going until I'm not in this meat suit because I'm so passionate about it, right? So, it can be a lot of those different things. Now, often, often, if you have the ache, it's you're meant to do like really big things. Um, And I think that you already know that within yourself, right? So there's that. Your authentic expression is so my jam. Thanks. I can't wait to meet you. I saw your name float through for something. So really excited about that. Okay. So speaking of which, there's two big things going on right now with this company. Um, there's so many big things. Sarah Rose has stepped into my role as an elite mentor. So she's working one on one, helping people heal the subconscious to liberate themselves into all the things. We've got Karen, if you've been seeing the podcast. Oh my God. We've got Karen, our intimacy expert. We've got Amanda now up, who is all about finding your voice and standing in your power. We've got Bex with Recovering Toxic talking about toxic vulnerability and codependency. It's so delicious. We've got Jacqueline, who is like gone through the ringer and is supporting souls on getting out of that trauma response. We've got, oh my God, Ricky's coming up soon. Dare's coming up soon. We have so much going on. But the things that I have going on that I get to do, I want to share with you. So we did the Galactic Ambassadors. So it's a membership we used to have. Now I just do it live once a month. And we did it last, I don't know, I think on the 7th of February, something like that. I was floating for days. It was amazing. My screen was full of star seeds from all over the world, all over from Australia, Ireland, like the UK, Canada, US, like everywhere. It was amazing. So of course we're doing that again. Absolutely. We're going to be doing that once a month. It is on, I believe, the 7th. I have to look. March 6th. So it's like 2 hours and a channel. It's really cool. You get a lot of healing. So there's that little itty bitty thing. We have activating your starseed channeling. So me teaching you how to do what I do to activate the channeling to change light language into like English or whatever language you speak, into human word, we'll call it, and activating your ability to really connect in, even if you're not doing light language yet, just how to have those conversations. So that's a 4-week program in March. And then because I love when my guides come into my meditations and it's like they give me this visual of like I'm standing there and it's just a boot that comes up. I'm not shitting you. I'll be avoiding something that they've been telling me for a while. And then I was in my meditation and this boot comes in and I'm looking at this boot. It's like a work boot. And I'm like, what the actual fuck is this thing? And they're like, would you like to bend over so we can kick you in the ass so that you'll do this? Or do you want to have a conversation about it? And I was like, I would rather converse than be kicked in the ass, please. And so they came in and helped me reformulate the mentorship program. So I run a mentorship program where I help you step fully into divine purpose, and it gives you an opportunity to apply to work for the company as well. So we restructured it and we're launching level 1 on April 18th. So it's 12 weeks arriving in divine purpose program. I cannot wait. I've already seen quite a few of you sign up that I've seen your names go by, and I cannot wait to have that intimate time together in this private group. So, so excited to take that first step with you. And that is exactly what the energy is in April. So it is the doer energy, like getting the action done. March, let's talk more about this. So March is knowing it, trusting it, expanding your confidence. Now, we've had a couple of different things happen. So I'm going to touch on some sensitive spots right now. Okay. Trigger warning. Um, Unfiltered. As always, here we go. So there's going to be a huge wave of soul energy, isness energy. I prefer the term isness, transferring over to the other side and working from the other side. Right now, it's the animal kingdom. It's super sad because we're losing our fur babies. Some of us are losing fur babies. Um, and then it's going to be a wave of humanity that we're going to see like late spring. Unfortunately, fortunately, I'm not sure. Not trying to be insensitive. It's such a sensitive thing to talk about, but it's like the isness soul energy knows it's time to work from the other side. So we've had this wave of the animal kingdom flipping over to the other side. Has anyone had a pet transition in the last little while? One, I'm going to send my energy and my love to you for that. But also, star seeds, we connect into all starseed energy and we don't even know it. So my animals, there's 5 in my house right now. Let me tell you, it's busy. But they're all starseed essence. They're all starseed energy, and they're all little healers in their own unique way. And when we have an animal transition over to the other side, right now in this way of what I've been getting in my downloads, is they're going back to their galactic root, that essence, that galactic essence, and working with you as like your, you know how I don't know what to call it, but like I want to say battle cat, because mine is a big, huge cross between like a panther and a foo dog. Um, it's this wild, massive galactic animal that I ride into energetic battle, in my galactic life. So that energy is with me quite a bit. And our fur babies a lot of them are like, okay, the ones that are ready are transferring over to be that energy in spirit form. So it's like they're combining galactic energy and bringing that into spirit realm and connecting with us and protecting us and guiding us and like literally interrupting things. So if something's not meant for you, it's going to get in the way and be like, nope. If you're dating the wrong person, they're going to be like, bye. So they're working really hard to support star seeds right now in fully launching into the most powerful vibration that we can. So the other way we're experiencing this is what I shared in the last Galactic Ambassadors group was through the bird kingdom. How many of you are having like an obnoxious amount of birds around, or like obnoxious in a good way, like a alarming, right? Or they're making a lot of noise, or they're sitting on your windowsill being like, hello. I've got this woodpecker, this two woodpeckers that are like, just keep cycling back and they'll land. I've got posts on my front veranda and they'll like land on that and just look at me. And I'm like, don't hit the post. And then they'll turn and look at me and I'll be like, oh, and that's blue avian energy right now. So they're really communicating through all of the bird kingdom, which is beautiful energy. So we're going to start to have that realm support us. And I really want to do a video soon, probably when I'm back from Mexico. I have birds that keep coming by 40th floor. Wow, that's up there. Um, so I do want to do a video on connecting into spirit realm and some really basic tools on like how to use your tarot and stuff like that without doing it the way everybody else is doing it, but really truly using your intuition. But I'm going to do that probably in Mexico if there's a want for that. See, everybody's having birds, right? I have the ache, and I knew what you meant the moment you said it. Strongest memories in childhood are connected to that feeling. Oh, joy. Wow. That's intense, right? Okay. So we're going to be connecting deeper into spirit. We're going to be feeling more galactic presence in essence, especially if you are really working with blue avian, which most of us are. The Anunnaki, Christ-like consciousness, really coming through. And like there's the typical galactic, the basics, I call them, like like the Palladian, Sirian, Octarian, Lemurian. They're like all Earth focused, right? Like they're close to Earth. Um, and they have their own little agenda about what's going on. And then there's galactic councils and Galactic Federation of Light and whatever. And so Blue Avion's a little bit higher frequency than that, as well as Anunnakis and Christ consciousness is quite a bit higher. So that energy is coming down and working with us right now to direct us into those of us that have the ache into fulfilling that here and now. And we're going to be really doing that from 2024 to 2026. It's time. It's go time. So it's really important that we start to pay attention. So arriving in divine purpose without getting too carried away with this. I'm having like, because we're talking about it, I'm getting all sweaty. See how shiny I am right now? Oh my gosh. Let me just ground for a second. It's all of the energies. When I share energy with everyone, it's like my temperature goes up. And then when I start talking about the galactic, it's like, warmness. Okay. So there's a few different phases for that ache. I do things the hard way, or did things the hard way, so that I can teach what not to do. And then through that, discovering what to do. I did recently do an Ascension series video on YouTube, so you can grab that for more detail on, um, some other extra tools for this. But today I wanted to talk about how to really start navigating into what's being offered to us. So again, really detailed information in the weekly forecast membership. And with that, you get the monthly forecast included in that. Okay. Those of you that are doing the Galactic 4-week group, the Activate Starseed Channeling, you're going to get the Galactic Ambassador Channeling session on the 6th free included. So Bree's setting all of that up. And again, reach out at diamond.com. Bree will get you all set up for that. Although Bree and I are both away as of tomorrow is our last day working, and then we're both away for 7 days. So we'll be back on March 4th or 5th. Okay. Now, I am going to pull some energy cards towards the end of this. Actually, you know what? I think I want to do that first, and then we're going to navigate from there because I want to know your questions. I want to be of service as much as I can today, especially because I'm not going to be live next week and we have big energy transitions happening. So right now, the first thing I want you to know is Your vibration, you can only receive what you are. So, you know it, you hear me harp this all the time. Your beliefs in your subconscious that you were taught at like a young age, childhood, all of those core beliefs, foundational beliefs about what money, love, your worth, how nurturing works, how you receive in the world, all of these things that's hidden in your subconscious, that creates an emotional frequency, that creates a perception, that creates an outcome. So your reality is always created from predominantly your subconscious belief structure. Then that belief structure also tells the story, like the ego ness, the ego part of us gets carried away in the story. And then we start looking at the world around us, and whatever story we're telling, how we perceive the world, how we respond in the world is going to enhance what we are getting in the world. Okay. So, the reason I'm saying that and reminding you is with the galactic activations that we're having right now, you can only receive your vibration. So, it is essential, 100% essential to understand what are those foundational belief structures that you're operating from in your subconscious. So, you don't even know. So, I really want you to sit with your journal over the next week. I'm giving you homework until we get together again. I want you to write a list of money, receiving, love, nurturing, affection, man's role, woman's role, um, self worth, body image, your relationship with food. I want you to put all these titles down. And then I want you to go into your childhood and what did that child believe about those things based on what they were witness to and what they received. So you're going to be doing all of that. I want you to do that like wildfire as we move into March's energy. You need to know what those beliefs are. And you need to, like, you need to know. You can't change your vibration and you can't truly arrive in divine purpose if you're holding yourself back by not doing that dive. That's why inner child work and emotional body work are so important. And that is what the foundation of this whole company is. Like, I won't teach a program except for the Starseed channeling one. I will not teach a program until you know my program Fully Awaken and Ascend because it's got all of the information in there and how to freaking do it. So and that's why it's gifted to you free with the Arriving in Divine Purpose program that we're doing in April. But registration closes for that really soon. I don't remember when. You got to reach out to Bree so that way you have time to do the Awaken and Ascend program before we jump into it. So get your homework done over the next week. Figure out what your beliefs. Start to do that dive into like what do I believe? What does that child within me believe? My emotional body. From there, you're going to start to have transition happen. You're going to start to rewrite those belief structures. This is all essential for stepping into divine purpose. When I tried to when I tried to launch this company, oh my god, I still had so many limitations unknowingly about receiving. Um, just because of my childhood. You guys know the story. And bye, Ray. Drive safe. Um, So I had a lot of limiting beliefs in and around being seen and being safe to be seen. And so I tried to launch this company over and over and over, and nothing worked. I already had the program Divine Alignment structured, it was already done. And that's our predominant company. And I like couldn't do it. I nothing would take off. It wouldn't fly. And it was when I discovered that one belief of, oh shit, of course, I have really strong blockages. I'm afraid that if I'm seen, I'm going to be hurt or I'm going to be judged or I'm going to be ridiculed, which is part of my role now, but I don't give a fuck. Um, like I don't, it doesn't trigger me anymore. So you won't arrive until you really figure that piece out. So it's so important. As you start to shift your vibration, then you're going to receive more and more activation, especially star signs. Is anyone having like wild meditations right now where like when I am having galactic activation, um, like when it's moving through me, my body will tremble while I'm meditating. My arms will move. My head will arch back. I will sometimes mildly levitate off the bed. Um, I will. like, it's just wild. Like, it's insane what I experience. And it's like, when it first started happening, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm not safe, like, this is crazy." Um, so we're gonna be having a lot of those things. All of February, we've been having them, or we've been having really intense ascension symptoms, right? So ascension symptoms are your body's vibration responding to the new vibration that's moving through you. I am trying to get used to this hair, guys, and I'm looking at myself too much instead of the comments. All right, ADD squirrel moment. Um, so I'm real. What can I don't know. Having a moment where I'm like, what is going on with this thing? Okay. I'm back. It's fine. I'm just gonna look at the comments now. It's scary because I find it hard to stay there. It's hard to explain. I can feel my spirit leaving. Okay. I'm actually going to talk about this for a second here. Okay. So, how do I put this? Your spirit can't leave your body. There is, without getting too far into it, your soul is not a little bubble that looks like Casper the ghost that comes in your body and out of your body when you die. That's not what it is. That's why I don't use the term soul anymore. I don't use soul purpose. I don't use soul. It's isness. Your consciousness is your soul energy, the consciousness, universal flow, source. Like that is soul. That's what soul is. It's consciousness. And the consciousness exists. Those of you that have taken Fully Awaken and Ascend know this. It exists in every single cell of your body. It's a ball of light in every cell of your body, 40 trillion cells. So 40 plus trillion cells in your body contain the isness, the energy. So your isness cannot leave your body. It can expand drastically, and your conscious thought can move through and channel and remote view and astral project and all of those things. But it is the awareness of that channels through the isness that is. It's not, there's no separation whatsoever. So your soul is never going to leave you. It doesn't work like that um, at all. It's it's all co-connected. It can't. It's like air, like it's just there. So anyway, um, just looking at all the comments. It is very trippy. I know. I've had some crazy things, but the more you trust it, honestly, just breathe through. And when I go into a meditative state, if so, your ego is its own operating mechanism that is a survival based entity, right? So put it at ease. When you go into your meditation, do this. I call upon all of the highest available energy for me that is here for my highest evolution and nothing else. Everything else is forbidden. So be it. And then allow. If you want to take it a step further for your ego, you can call upon your guides. So I call upon all the guides that are here for my highest evolutionary process or my highest awakening. Put a cocoon around me, an energy ball around me, infuse it with your healing energy. Let nothing else penetrate that as I connect into you. So the ego is the only thing that will throw you off course because it's a survival based mechanism. No harm can come to you, and exactly what is meant for you will always float through you at the exact right time. Everything is happening through you, with you, for you. There is no negative that can go on. It's simply an experience. So the ego, though, will go like, this is scary and uncomfortable, and start to tell a story. And then your vibration shifts, and then you have a different experience. So you want to keep your ego in check. Tell it to just sit down, take a time out, and it's going to be channeling that. And then you can shift into and get the connection that you need or the activation that you need in order to understand the inspired action so that you can arrive in a deeper sense of divine purpose. So we've got so many moving energies right now that are like, it's intense, and it's gonna get more and more intense. If like, you've been hearing us say it for, like, a year, we're like, "Oh my god, this is it." But it is. It's just gonna get more and more intense as we navigate through the next few years before we begin really embodying unity, and that's the goal, is unity. So there'll be unity with galactic, there'll be disclosure, there'll be all that stuff eventually, just not right now. Right now, it's one at a time. So all of us star seeds, we're all feeling all of this. We're all feeling this pull, this expansion happen. So I'm epileptic and always attribute the ache to some sort of seizure, but now I'm hearing other people have it too who are not. Yep, that's beautiful. I gotta look into epileptic. What would that be? Let me just connect into your energy for a second. You've got really intense, like, there's fire in your soul. Holy, like, in your heart. Like, holy crap. Um, it's like, I'm feeling you've had so many galactic lives and have come here this time to, like, literally screaming, like, "Get it done now," and it's you've had so many lives happen so fast that it's, like, almost like a short circuit is what it feels like in how you function right now, and that's what I feel is causing all of those seizures, or that experience that you're having. And it's interesting because a lot of the most powerful star seeds that I meet have some form of chronic condition. Um, a lot of us do. Like, I've been labeled, or I have the experience of rheumatoid arthritis, aggressive fibromyalgia, um, lupus, all these weird things that nobody knows about or anything like that. So it's like those of us that have I just feel it's like we're a little bit more sensitive because we are such a high vibration in the isness that the meat suit doesn't necessarily know what to do with it. What I can tell you is the deeper I dive into my galactic energy and activate that, I experience zero, zero to very little, anyways, symptoms now with something that was supposed to have me paralyzed by now. So you can definitely all the autoimmune, yeah, right? It's crazy. Okay. All right, let's break into we're gonna do this a little bit backwards today. I'm gonna break into an energy spread first, and then we're gonna like look at questions and kind of go from there, okay? So let me grab cards. I sing to myself all the time, like, give me 1 second. All right. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna connect in. A lot of like antsy energy going on with you guys. Wild. All right. I'm gonna do 1, 2, and 3 is what I'm hearing. So I want you to pick 1, 2, or 3, or a combination of those, like what works for you. Aloha. Yeah, it's that frantic energy, Louise. All right, cool. All right, I love it. Hello, Irma. I miss you. Okay, let's go into it. Number 2 is you've got some comedy coming through. Super fascinating. My daughter, I have this like, it's so ridiculous and so embarrassing. Dad jokes literally send me over the edge. Like, it's when it's a good pun dad joke, I laugh so hard that I can't regain myself to the point of like snorting and like tearing. And why am I telling you this? I have no fucking clue. But it's the energy. That's what it feels like for number 2s right now. And I had this moment the other night. My daughter told me a dad joke, and I like an hour, I couldn't stop. So I feel like there's this like really deep laughter happening, or like relief coming for number twos, but let's start with number ones. I need a haircut, right, Bex? Like, I have one on my phone. I would love to share it with you, but I'm in the middle of upgrading two phones right now, so I can't get to it. It's something about corn on the cob. I don't know. My memory's like, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Let's do what we're here to do instead of this. See my ADHD moment? That was so great. Okay, here we go. Number ones. Let me connect in. Hmm. There's like really good piece to it, and then there's this really like ooh piece to it, but it's not bad. It's just like get your shit figured out, guys. I mean that with all of the love. I'm having a hard time filtering myself lately. Okay, so right, I could afford to laugh that much. I like honestly, we should just do one whole session of dad jokes. They're freaking amazing. Okay, number ones. So you are at a crossroads. Number one, you're coming right up to a crossroads. I don't feel like you're there just yet, but you're about to or right arriving at this. And I talk about this quite a bit, and you won't see it because if someone told me this, what I'm about to share with you, and I think I put this in the Ascension video, I would have been like, no. But here we go. Okay. So there's a crossroads happening. The beautiful opportunity and the energy that's meant for your highest path right now is literally stepping into a leadership role, stepping into a leadership role of, um, here's what I've mastered, here's the way. Okay. Whether you're doing that with energy, whether you're doing that with, um, yeah, okay. Whether you're doing that with energy, whether you're doing that with purpose, I got totally distracted by comments there, but let me just reconnect in. It's so funny because like so much information is coming through for me at once. It's this urgency and pay attention because you're at this crossroad. You can step into a very strong warrior leadership energy in whatever fashion that looks like for you. Okay. Now, the other part of this, the warning is, and this is what I did not listen to for the longest time when I was stepping into my divine purpose, was if you have a hidden subconscious desire to be important, you will not arrive. It is a pain in the ass, and it is a sneaky little thing where, and I've talked about this and without trying to mock it or anything like that, but like if you are presenting yourself as, you know, woke as fuck or dressing like the hippie or like putting an effort to be seen as the thing or oversharing the thing in order to be identified as the thing or justifying it or preaching it to everybody in your life or whatever that looks like for you, that's the desire to be seen, to be important. We all want to be important, but the thing is you are. You are. You came here to make change. You came here to be a game changer. You already are. You don't need to act on it. You just need to be it. And there's a huge difference between wanting to be and being something. So there's this little crossroad happening of get that piece in check. Make sure that you're coming at this in a true desire to be of service to yesterday you, the version of you that couldn't see the way to where you are now. Okay. Then, so that's one big moving piece. There is also this like, stop getting so frustrated. Number ones, it's like you're moving into time is of the essence. There's this like, okay, it's about to start for you. Pay attention, get on page, get devoted to the proper story, stop self victimizing in any fashion whatsoever. Stop asking how, when, why, where, what's my golden ticket. Stop searching for it outside of yourself. I remember I've told you guys a story when I met Colette Baron Reed the first time. I was like, trying so hard to help her understand my book. I was like, but, hoping because she's published and she's amazing that she would be like, oh my God, I believe in you. We should be friends. Let me help you. Like, I was looking for it outside of myself so much. It didn't work that way. I arrived when I just walked and chose to do it regardless of how many people were showing up for me, were like how many people I was aligning with. So I just went for it. I was like, I'm going to be a purpose. I'm going to do it anyways. I don't care. and the right people will find me at the right time. And now, yeah, we're global. It's amazing. But it's like you have to become the knowing that you're here for this. So this is your crossroads that you're coming up to. You're coming up to this like stop, evaluate. Am I doing this? What reason? What's my pure intention behind this? But it has to be for you first. You've got to really fill your bucket. Really, really fill your bucket and self first. Self whole, overflow, then you can change more lives. Absolutely. So there's that piece for number ones. So let me know number ones. I want your questions. I'm going to look at the comments in a minute here before I move on to number two. Um, but it's like there is urgency to it. And it's like not urgency as in hurry up, urgency as in pay attention. Take the moment to reflect. Like every hour, what's in my energy? What are my thoughts? Am I in knowing? Am I in trust? Am I believing that I'm here for this? Or am I questioning, doubting, and going back into the human 3D concerns, the worries of 3D world? We don't want to do that. Um, Also, there's a pairing happening for you. So that pairing could look like right now for you, it could look like a book that you're supposed to read. It could look like working, like getting a mentor. It could look like taking a course. It could look like the love of your life coming in and you two doing it together. But there's a union coming, but it's not be open to who's available for you and be brave enough to say yes to the things that are being provided to you or the opportunities that are coming your way. So if it feels right, jump, do it, regardless of how scary it is, do it. Okay, I'm going to look at comments for a second, and then we're going to go into number twos. How do you release trauma? I'm trying, but nothing seems to work. That's a really loaded answer. So, one, we don't release anything. You just transmute it, you change it. It's an energy, it's a balled up energy in your energy field, in one of your bodies, your energetic body, which is made up of the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual bodies. So you don't release anything, you transmute it. So once you become aware of the trauma, you want to become aware of what is my belief about this. And then you want to start to heal that belief through rewriting the story, deep inner child work. We have the inner child program. It's $27. Jump into that. But the Awaken and Ascend program also has the inner child information in it. So it's really about restructuring and revamping that energy field. So you don't release it, you transmute it, you change it, you transform it. Need to quiet the mind, stay in the nothing. You got it. What if one of your fears holding you back is the fear of being perceived as wanting to be important or doing it for the attention? Right. Brilliant question. And I know it because that was me for so long. Um, we want to go into what did it mean to be important as a child? If we were important as a child, were we taking away from someone else? It's probably it right there. So your fear of being perceived as needy or self-righteous is another term that we could use for this whole question. Your fears of being perceived in, it could be multifold. So you want to look at, were one of your parents needy, self-righteous, or aching to be important? And is it a refusal to be anything like them? Or is it a, if I took the spotlight, other people were suffering because of me? Um, or if you were like me, I took the spotlight to avoid other people being damaged and beaten by my family member, the caregivers that I had at the time. So it could be, it's always unique to the individual, but you want to look at that. Where does that stem from? Okay. What if there are many opportunities or paths available? How do you know which one to choose? Hashtag crossroad. Um, you can't get it wrong. There is no right path. There is no wrong path. There is simply experience. So do what makes you happy. 100%. I wish that I would have functioned off of that my entire life. Do what makes you happy. Whatever brings you the most joy, say yes to. And that's it. Everything else will fall into place. It always will. You cannot get this wrong. We have this like operating mechanism because we've been taught, right? That, oh, be careful. You don't want to do that because that could happen. Or you need to make your pros and cons list, or you need to do, really figure it out. You can't fucking get it wrong. You're going to end up where you're going to end up. It's a choose your own adventure. You cannot get it wrong. So if you were in fear of getting it wrong, then you've got a subconscious belief structure in and around the fear of the unknown. So work on that and then you'll be okay. All right. Okay, let's go into number twos. Here we go. I'm like trying to connect in and it's like spinning and it's like upside down and it's like, I don't know what's up. I don't know what's down. I don't know what's forward. I don't know what's backwards. Oh my God, I'm updating my phone right now and it just connected to this freaking laptop. Hold on, guys. That is so annoying. Okay. I love how many distractions I have today. It's wonderful. Connecting back in. I'm so extra. I'm like, oh, coming back in. Okay. It is a spinning effect for number twos. It is I'm not sure what's up, what's down. I'm not sure. Like time is either going really slow or really fast for you. Like I'm hearing like out of body experiences, out of mind experiences. I'm hearing like, ooh, what's happening kind of vibe, that your dreams are going wild, that you're really, really connecting in. Um, the the energy that you're being asked to look at right now is, are you being toxic with your vulnerability? We'll get that in check immediately. Um, Immediately. Are you being like, oh, it'd be really great if talks about this a lot. Like, no, straight up, shoot from the hip. This is what I need. This is what I need to receive. Blah, blah, blah. Like, just get clear on what you require and then state it confidently. So there's that. There is, you're being pushed into speaking from a more authentic space. You're being pushed into changing your perspective and opening up your mind to a few more things. It's really about authenticity for number twos. Who do you desire to be? Who do you desire to be? Because you can choose anything. You can integrate any skill set into yourself. You can become anything that you want to become. Like there's no rules. You get to choose. If you want to be funny, be funny. If you want to be introspective, be introspective. If you want to be all like me and scroll moments every 10 seconds and completely unfiltered, cool, do it. There's no right, there's no wrong, but you are really being pushed into who is the authentic truth of what you desire to bring forward. So there's that piece. There is a pause happening for you over the next little bit, or you're just coming out of it, some of you, but there is a definitive pause happening. And this is the principle of rhythm in motion. There is always going to be ups and downs. You've heard me talk about this one a lot. So in the down, in the pause, in the quiet, you are learning to master relaxing. Like, stop stressing. If there is a pause in financial flow, a pause in you don't have enough time, a pause in your health journey, a pause in you are not taking steps backwards, shut up. Don't do that. We're not going to tell that story. We're not going to have that perception. We're going to stay in, I'm integrating. This means I'm ascending. Every time I have a pause, I get super stoked because I know it's going to change into something magnificent because you just keep leveling up. But you won't level up if you keep going into the story of like, oh no, I can't because I don't know why I did that voice, but there you go. It's great acting, right? Um, so enjoy the pause, fold into authenticity. You're really being pushed to look at your mental and emotional body to see what healing is surfacing. I feel like you guys are being squished like a tube of toothpaste. It's just like the slow, like, and stuff is oozing to the surface. So it's okay if you're going through confusion. It's okay if you're going through questioning. It's okay. It's human. It's your human experience. Don't be hard on yourself. You're learning to lighten up. You're learning to relax. You're learning to trust. And through all of that, what do I want to let go of? What fears am I brave enough to say no thank you to? And it literally is a no thank you. So when your fear of like, the only fears that I experience now are like the instinctual ones when there's coyotes in my backyard and I'm taking the dogs out and I'm like, whew, although I've gotten a lot better with it. And then the fear of bodies of water, like open bodies of water, not a fan. Um, so like when I go into those, I preset the conversation, like, dear ego self, don't be a shit show. We're not going to do it. We are not going to go into fear. I'm going to give you a song to sing, and you're going to stay occupied by singing that song instead of going into fear. That's my coping mechanism. So it'll be like Bob Marley. Don't worry, every little thing's going to be okay. And so I'll just keep singing. Like, I'm like, go for it, ego, go for it. Like, sing your heart out, and it will sing instead of going into the story of, oh, but what if? What if a shark is like in the hot tub because it's nighttime and it's dark outside and a baby shark could be in there and or an octopus or an eel could have somehow gotten into the pipes because there is a pond on the property and it could come through the pipe and it could like eat your soul and that would be amazing. And like my ego will go. So give it a task to do. So you want to stop the negative story right now, number twos, and you want it, you just like, what do you want to let go of? And can you be brave enough to let it go? Like, that's your message. So get in your journal. What do you want to let go of? What is weighing you down? Like, I used to stress about financial flow all the time. I was a single mom. I'll be like, okay, I've got this, 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 and this paid, and then I can't pay this. And how do I get this? And are we having craft dinner for groceries this week? Like, I would go into all of it. And once I stopped that, everything changed for me. And I realized that financial flow is just the aftermath of happiness. So let it go. Who do you desire to truly, truly, truly be? You're going through a reinventing of yourself. Um, with that, the dad joke thing, ready? Can you, it's like, you know how I like hit it? And it was like, oh, dad jokes, especially the ones that are puns. Can you create a pun out of everything? Can you look at it differently? Like, a pun is like taking one word and turning it into the other. My daughter's joked to me this morning just to throw me off board. She's like, Mom, it took me 15 minutes to get to the bar and 45 minutes to get home. And I'm like, obviously. And she's like, staggering difference. And I was like, oh my God. So staggering. That's like the pun. That's what I mean by it. This is not making sense because my brain is off in ADHD world. But can you change the way you look at it? Can you change it to something that serves you? Can you go into like letting that playful person out within you and just liberate yourself? That is what you're being asked to do. Long ass way of saying that, wasn't it? Talked forever. I'm going like transmuting. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go. I love puns and annoys my family. I like I tea kettle, like that wheezing, like I will laugh so hard that then no sound happens and I'm tea kettling, like that wheezing sound, followed by a snort on the inhale and a tea kettle on the exhale. Snort, snort, tea kettle, while slapping my knee because it's a real knee slapper, apparently, in hysterics while whipping off tears and going, oh, ho, ho, ho. Like it's just ridiculous. My family just stares at me. But they all end up laughing because I'm laughing so hard. So at least there's that. Okay. Looking at all the comments. Aw, thanks. I love the compliments. I had it done, my hair. Let's talk about me for a minute. I had it done and the girl had it like down to like here. And I was like curling it and like it took me 2 hours. And then I looked at my fiance and I was like, it's too pretty. It's too pretty. It was so mermaidy, and I was like, "That's not me." No, I need a little edge. So it's all edgy now. Anyways, thanks for the compliment. I appreciate. I'm heating up. Okay, let's go into number threes. If you are not signed up for the Arriving in Divine Purpose, please do. Number threes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So this is such an interesting and very like direct message. Ready? I'm just looking at the comments. What do you call a deer with no eyes? No idea. Don't do that to me, Danielle. I gotta stop. Okay, hold on. I need to compose myself. No idea. That's so great. Okay, I can't. Hold on. Okay, number threes. I'm gonna not look at the comments in case there's more dad jokes. Freaking love it. Thank you. Okay. So number threes, you are you're elevating to a very, very beautiful integration of universal wisdom right now. You're going to have very similar to my expansion. Dare I be shocked if you didn't pick three here. Um, you're going to be integrating deep, deep, deep universal wisdom that is so unbelievably transformative for yourself, the way you live, and what you will be doing for the world. The same way when I integrated the Power 369 and what that actually means. It's funny because I pulled them out because I was going to talk about them and how spirit works today, and then I decided to go in this route. Anyways, when I was able to break that down, what the actual. So you're going through that process right now. You are having so many puzzle pieces come through for what you are meant to do for this world. It is massively transformative, it is intensely powerful. Pay attention for sure. Pay attention. This is a massive elevation. I see you like in this golden ball of energy just being lifted up, which is one of the techniques I'm going to be teaching in the course, actually. So I see like you're just getting so much expansion happening. And, like if we want to label it the path toward enlightenment, but that's not really a thing, but that's kind of the vibe that I'm feeling for you. It's very authoritative as well. And you're learning how to own your authoritative energy. So um, I got to stop looking at the comments for a second here. Can you hear my cat? Like, honestly, my fiance, I am so sorry that you're dealing with my ADHD today. My fiance has a cat that's like 29 pounds, and he's literally sitting on the other side of my office door trying to Kool-Aid man through the door right now. My goodness. So distracting. It's so interesting how today is so full of distractions. I probably need to go meditate. Um, so let me recenter again. You are in this golden ball of energy, and it's like you're elevating you. It's very authoritative. That's where I left off. You're moving through this very authoritative integration and understanding how to use your authority without being controlling, without being bossy, without being demanding, without being a total righteous. See you next Tuesday. Um, but being comfortable with your inner, what I refer to as my inner bitch, but your inner, like, no, this is not what's happening. Move aside. This is what we're doing. So you're moving through this adaptation in how you own your power. And the little bit of warning that's happening with this is that there's going to be some conflict in your life of doors that need to be closed or boundaries that require to be set or a hell no that needs to happen. So I want you to practice. If you're not really comfortable with boundaries, your homework is going to be how many times can you say no in a day without justifying it? Like if someone's like, "Oh, do you want a coffee?" No. Do you like, I don't know, just start practicing saying no as much as you can. You're really being encouraged to understand your power. Um, But I am definitely hearing boundaries and I'm definitely hearing avoiding conflict with others, but instead owning your voice in conversation and standing very, very, very strong in this is how I feel. And it's okay to disagree. We don't need to be in conflict over it. Or my favorite boundary in the whole wide world. Ready for this one? I love this boundary. I'm sure it's not your intention, but when you do blah, 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 it makes me feel da, da, da. Are you okay? And what you're doing is putting it down and offering to them, this is what's really bothering me. And is that what you really want me to be experiencing from you right now? Because then that's going to be a different conversation. But you're approaching it in a way that's going to soften for everyone around you and they can absorb that and then whatever. So, yes, you are moving towards a lot of beautiful things. I am seeing the number 3, which is the resetting of what's coming for you. So you are in a beautiful transformative state right now, number 3s. But practice your boundaries, close the doors that you know you need to close, trust the process. It's time to like really strategize that. And if you're leaving something, get your exit strategy finished. Not started, not starting to process your exit strategy, like legit get it finished and be like, okay, this is how I'm gonna, this is my plan. And you don't have to act on it right away, but it's time to get it in order because there's big things coming for you. Like it's massive. Okay. Let's go to questions. So, scrolling up back to your 3. I figured you were, babe. Oh, today's 222 portal. Maybe that's why I'm all like squirrely. Okay. We've all been sick for 4 weeks, just purging to align. Everything changed and came to a halt, like all jobs, etc. Yeah, that happens. And when we all get sick, it's like, um, the ascension. Our bodies are delicate. As we level up, our bodies are like the meat suit has to catch up. So it, they can be a little bit more sensitive. So that's why we're seeing a little bit more like colds and stuff like that. Zero attachments right now. I'm so curious to see what happens next. Stay in the curiosity, Ariel. Stay in the curiosity. Stay in the excitement, the anticipation of like, how good can it get? That'll definitely help. Yeah, the AT&T cell phone thing being down is because there was a lot of galactic energy today. So AT&T just put everything down so nobody could share it online because they're smart like that. 222 portal is February's the second month, 22nd day. So it's just when the energy is 222. I actually don't believe in them. Um, like I'm like, "Oh, whatever, it's just energy." Like, okay. And I just navigate my energy regardless. But I know a lot of people get really excited about those energy openings. So my life has never drastically changed because the numbers aligned. So I don't know. Maybe some people do. That would be wild. Mine does not. Mine is like, okay, same day, different shit. Okay. Also, I don't like putting my power outside of myself. So it might be that too. Okay. Amazing. Living my inner bitch. So good. Amazing. Second class solar flares last night. The solar flares, so there's a gentleman that I really honor, really respect him, and he talks a lot about um, the solar flares and everything. We're having a lot of photon storms as well. So they're just going to keep happening. The 2 solar flares that just happened last night are not earthbound, but they are playing with the photon storm that's sort of happening. So it impacts our electromagnetic field. And that electromagnetic field is our energy vortex, and that's very connected to the heart. I cannot remember what it is, but if my phone is done doing what it's doing, I can tell you. Is my phone done being? Oh, no, I can't do it on my computer because I'm on my computer. Hold on. No. Hold on. I'll tell you. Suspicious something? Can't. I'll post it in the comments. My phones aren't done adapting to whatever it is that they're doing. Um, and then I should be done now. I'm like all over the place and I just smacked my microphone. So, okay. Any other questions going on here? I'm seeing faces in my meditations. Is that a veil lifting or seeing faces in your meditation generally, especially if you don't recognize them, is your ego being trained to be the observer and not participate in labeling it. So it's very, very normal for star seeds when we get into the deep psychic phenomenon sort of style of meditation where we have like a lot of amazing experiences that you'll start to see faces. So it'll either start with an eyeball or a nose or a piece of the face or many faces. And it's your training or your practicing of your ego not participating in trying to figure out who it is. So you're going to get faces, you're going to get scenery, you're going to get all kinds of things happen that you're going to be witness to that you'll see in your meditation to train your ego to not participate in it because the moment your ego starts to participate, it starts to infuse a different, like trying to figure it out, which is the vibration of trying. And therefore, it's going to knock the whole experience out. So you're probably learning to just settle and be witness to be the observer, right? We hear that all the time, be the observer. So it's probably what's happening with that. Everyone's talking about the phone service today. Yeah, it's because we're like the Anunnaki are here now. And I can't talk about that here. I'll get flagged. That's why we do the galactic stuff. So we'll talk about it there, but they're here. And so are Blue Aegon energy. So there's a lot of beautiful, amazing things happening. And humanity is not ready to see it all as a collective because we will just, those that are still very God fearing will go, they'll start calling them demons or who knows what. And they'll just be mass chaos. So service goes down sometimes for that reason to save humanity actually. You can just go into your meditation and see it and experience it, whereas that's all I'm going to say. Okay, definitely relating to the squirrel vibe. Thanks. I've been feeling lack of motivation and feeling depressed. What would be your number one recommendation to finding joy and purpose again? So lack of motivation and depression and anxiousness are very normal human things, and it's okay. 100% okay. We all get that. And the lack of motivation is generally the universal principle of rhythm in motion, meaning you're not meant to be motivated right now. And motivation isn't something that comes very easy for humans, but nor does inspiration, but they can kind of bring each other. Like inspiration can bring motivation the same way confirmation can bring confidence. So, what inspires you? You have to make a choice if you want to change the shift. So, music, comedy, a nap, what's going to make you feel better? And seek that. Seek what makes you feel better. When I am low vibing, um, to the point where, like, when I get low vibe, it doesn't happen often, but when I do, I will be sitting on the couch and I'll be like, I don't even want to walk the 5 feet to hit the button on my speaker to listen to music or to reach for my head. I'm like, no, it's too far. Like, I am right in there. But I also know how now like, it's important to shift my vibration, especially considering what I do. So, music shifts it for me. I will eat cupcakes because I love cupcakes. I will watch a funny movie. I will um, dad joke it up. Like whatever can make me bring the laughter back in. And then the moment that I feel that transfer of energy, I get up and go into my divine doer and I do something. And then that creates dopamine. I've got a whole thing that I teach on how spirituality and the chemicals in your brain are connected, but you want to release dopamine, which is like that feel good reward chemical. So laughter, get something done, just write a to-do list. Even if you write the to-do list, that will bring on some dopamine. I work out every single morning in order to avoid those lows now because I don't have time for those lows right now with my career. So seek dopamine, seek joy, seek laughter, listen to some good vibe music. Literally, it will start to shift it. And then stop saying, I am depressed or I am not motivated. Instead, you're going to turn it into, I'm resting. Hmm. Oh, I'm having the experience of low energy move through me. How fascinating. And you just want to like make switch the story into not owning it. It is an experience, not an absolute stamp. That will make a big shift in and that's the easiest answer that I can give. Okay. Who are the people that I trust on social media other than that man? Honestly, I don't I don't watch social media. I don't want anybody's energy. How do I put this? The only thing I watch is this one gentleman who it's like suspicious observers, I believe is his YouTube handle. SO suspicious observers. I don't know. Something like that. It's red and blue logo. It's he does a 3-minute video every morning just on what the sun's doing. Not spiritual, just here's information. Um, so I watch his videos every morning while I'm, you know, having my coffee, but I don't actually watch anything else on social media. I don't want to interrupt the download flow. I'm very much in alignment with well, my like the life I've created. I have an amazing freaking life. I never thought this is the life I'd be living, and I get to meet the most incredible souls on this planet. I use the word soul as like person, right? So I just stay in my own energy vortex and I don't interrupt it with anything else. I am very, very, very selective about um, hidden vibration in videos and stuff like that. So I don't want to absorb low vibe either. And I don't want to watch anybody who's fear based. And the majority of people are fear based. So I don't want that energy. So I really just don't. So I can't really recommend anything except for I watch that dude on solar flares just to know what's happening without all the hoo ha because it's 3 minutes. And that's all my brain can handle is 3 minutes. Okay. Suspicious observers. Thank you. My phone shows SOS in the top corner. Da, da, da. ET faces. That's awesome. Divine doer. So there's 12, what I used to call 12 universal laws. I now refer to them as principles. That's in the Fully Awaken and Ascend, the level 4 that's coming up soon called Embody. It's recorded, it's just being edited. And I've changed that to principles. And the last one is the universal principle of divine gender, meaning divine feminine, divine masculine. And I feel that that's a very fourth dimensional or fifth dimensional consciousness sort of outlook on it. I don't believe in feminine, masculine at all. I believe in the feminine being the creator, so divine creator, and divine doer would be the masculine because we have both. And 4D has gone off on a tangent over you're not in your feminine. And I love the fact that I'm my own fucking man. So don't, don't 4D me. So instead, through my downloads, I've been really looking at like, what does that mean? And it's literally the doer and the creator. So that's what I mean by that. What should we do when we feel the ache? What does it mean? Embrace it. When you have the ache, just be like, oh, yeah, let's go. That's it. Just tell the story. Like, oh, the more it aches, the closer it is. Like, it's happening. I am here for something amazing. And I trust the unfolding of that within me. And that's it. And it'll come. I mean, you got to heal your limiting beliefs and there's a whole bunch of other stuff, but that'll get it going for you. Usually very high vibe, uplifting person. I was not that person today with a friend, ran into today, and it may have inadvertently made her feel a little self-conscious. So you should have heard what I said to my daughter last night. Like we're human. Everybody gets over it. It's okay. Like it's fine. Even if like sometimes I just want to be a bitch. Sometimes I'm like, here's my ego. F you. And I lose it. And then I walk away from it and I'm like, oh, that was funny. How interesting. Just let it go. Not a big deal. Okay. That's why I stopped watching movies. I will watch a movie on Netflix, like rom-coms. Oh, it's so gross. Oh, like only around Christmas time, I'm like, oh, give it to me. But it's just my ego. It just loves it, right? And then Love is Blind. Be still my heart. I love it. I love it. So I will watch stuff like that just for the human experience if I'm, you know, wanting to sit down and put my feet up. I love it. But when it comes to like social media and stuff, no, I'm barely on it. Like Nikki and Bree take care of all of it for me. Once in a while, you'll see me surface, but not for very long. That's for sure. All right. When going through healing, how do we detach from the narcissist partner? Is it a reflection of what's not healed inside of me? I will quickly answer that question. I can't answer it for you specifically without tapping into your energy, but I will tell you your energy calls out exactly what's required for your evolutionary process. The narcissist that I dated, like the ego me is like, if we ever ran into that person, this is what we would say. Like, oh, she's fiery over this massive piece of poo. Um, but without that relationship, I would not have learned my voice. So that narcissistic relationship catapulted me into becoming a narcissist. I matched him, 100% matched him. And as best as I could, anyways. And through that process of matching his narcissistic behavior to his face, I learned that I do have a voice. And it wasn't that scary to tell someone to go themselves. And I was like, oh, and that kind of felt good. Oh, and then a bunch of beautiful things happened. And I began to release all of the rage that I had towards my, my, some of my caregivers. There was a lot of anger in there. And then I settled back into me. And now I have a voice. So everything, it's not that everything happens for a reason. Your energy pulls in what's required for your evolutionary process. So, detaching from a narcissist is a choice. It's super uncomfortable and it literally can give you PTSD. I've worked with a lot of people who've walked away, men and women both, who've walked away from narcissistic relationships and have PTSD from it. So yeah, it can be a doozy and complicated and scary, but it can be done. And it's just coming into just get a really good support system around you or a mentor. Um Want to hear me try and pronounce that? I know what it is. Hono honopono. I can't say it. Dyslexia is going to have a really good time trying, but actually know what it is. I think there's beauty in all practices like that. Absolutely. I don't think that anything is ever going to change until you heal your limiting beliefs, though. So that's why I'm a Reiki master teacher. I'm a quantum healer. Um, oh, fuck, man. I've got all the healing modalities, all the certifications, and I've taught them all. And now I'm like, heal your beliefs. Everything is energy. Everything is vibration. Vibration is your experience. So when you understand that, you're good to go. You just got to do that. But there is beauty, absolutely beauty in all of the things, especially intuitive healing. I really love that. So, which Sarah Rose teaches. Yeah, so there's that. Okay. Do you have a one-on-one available on your website? I am not at this moment. Reach out to Bree. Email Bree at reachout@diamond.com. At this moment, I'm not available for one-on-ones. We have a big waiting list, but Sarah Rose is she's my prodigy. She's amazing. And she does one-on-one. So she does a um, connection to higher self reading, and she does the elite mentorship. And then we do have Karen and Amanda up and running for divine alignment mentors, which is healing the subconscious. Really, really, really beautiful program. All of it's really beautiful. So there's that. But I do have the groups that we're in. So if you want a little more one-on-one with me, join one of the groups. Okay, cool beans. I have a mentor. Her name's Sarah Rose. Yay! Love it. I'm a Reiki master. Do you believe that a healer must get regular healing? No, I don't. I think that, like I said before, vibration is your experience. So I have a therapist. um, I have a confidant. We'll put it at that. A therapist. I have a confidant that I visit every other week to check my ego to make sure that nothing's hiding. So I do that, but I think it's unique to all of us what's required and what works. So I like to self check, and I'm a social thinker, and I need obviously intensive confidence because I work with a lot of things. So I have a therapist with an NDA, and I get to say anything I want and process myself socially there. And that's how I change everything for me. And then, of course, I have my lean ins. Like Sarah Rose is like one of my best friends, and I lean into her a lot for processing. Do you have a course on healing limiting beliefs? That is the program called Divine Alignment, which you can do with Sarah Rose. She's the elite mentor of that. Or I believe Karen has openings right now as well with Divine Alignment. That's one of healing limited beliefs. If you don't want to do that type of investment, the Fully Awaken and Ascend program will change everything for you. It's an incredible, incredible program. And it talks a lot about how to really dive into those subconscious beliefs, but it's so much more than that. It's quantum entanglement. It's the power 369. It's inner child healing. It's like all of the things you need to fully awaken and ascend. So there's that one. And it's still on promo for, I think it's like $1,000 off or something like that. But for those of you doing the 12-week program, arriving in divine purpose, you will get the Awaken and Ascend program free. It's included in that so that you can get a good foundation to launch yourself by the end of the 12 weeks together. So there's that. Awesome. All three resonate with me. We're dreams for sure. Being open to things rather than trying to control the outcome. Amazing. Setting a boundary with someone from the past that want to share. Beautiful. I love that. Do you have payment plans? Always. We sure do. We always support. There's payment plans, absolutely. Except for the Fully Awakened and Ascend doesn't have a payment plan right now because it's promoted at $1,000 off or 1,100 off or something like that. I think it's seriously discounted right now. But everything else, always we support you with that. Don't even worry. Just email Bree. All right, gang. An hour and 21 minutes. Okay, right? 22 minutes. Cut my time from last week. All right. I am going to actually go meditate because the energy is wild for me right now. And then I'm going to finish up my day, and then I'm MIA until March 4th. So I'm off to a teacher retreat and then have a little bit of a like fun time with my man in the sun. So love you all. Go celebrate yourself, get your homework done, and I will see you all in March and ride the wave of this energy. All right. Until I see you again, go look in the mirror and find 1,000 reasons to say, or a million reasons to say thank you. I love you.